a little mini survey before we started. It looks like we've got plenty of folks who use Olark but haven't tried Groove, plenty of folks who use Groove but haven't tried Olark, plenty of folks who use both, and a few folks who haven't used either. So we'll keep that in mind as we do these the webinar and the demos, and have something for everybody today. And hopefully you all can leave with not only some insight into the apps, but also just some awesome support tips and lessons that you can start applying this afternoon or this morning or whatever time it is after we're done the webinar, wherever you are.
Cool. All right. Sharing the screen right now. Okay, so here we go. Welcome. I'm sure you've already gotten kind of cozy since starting the webinar. In any case, I will start. So don't mind my nerves. This is actually a first-time experience for me, hosting or co-hosting a webinar. I'm here as an Olarker, and a lot of you already know or might know that Olark is a live chat service. It provides a live chat app on your website and allows you to provide real-time support to your customers. As this is a really quick intro, I'm just going to say that it kind of pumps up your support, basically, lets you talk to your customers. It much in the same way as a telephone support does, but it allows your operators to talk to multiple customers at the same time. So that's one of the things that we leverage a lot. And okay, that is
Groove. So Groove is a simple help desk tool for teams. So basically, we help you and your team manage all of your customer support emails, social stuff without anything slipping through the cracks. So if you have, if you have trouble tracking all the customer emails that come in, tracking all the responses, follow-ups, if you feel like you're struggling to stay on top of who's working on what, that's what Groove is for.
Alrighty. All right. So I might have misarranged the slides a little bit, but we'll roll with the flow. My name is Dennis, and I work as a triage team member. We call ourselves Turtles because there are 4 of us, and we tend to work as a team a lot and in helping other teams. So, much like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles do. And my official title is Mighty Morphin Olark Ranger. So that's why I'm a full-time Olark Ranger. Yep.
All right, I'm just gonna grab control of the screen here so I can walk through some of these slides here.
Right. Awesome.
All right. There we go. There we go. All right. Can everyone see that?
Yep.
All right. Excellent. So, all right. So just to start off, we're going with me being Len. I've been the head of marketing at Groove since 2000 and end of 2012, 2013. I love marketing. I love customer service, and I love webinars. But this isn't about me. Today we're going to talk about how you, everybody that's listening, can deliver amazing customer service using Olark and Groove together. So we'll get into that. We'll show you exactly how everything works. First, we've got some support tips. So before we get into things, I want to share 2 very, very quick tips that have been top of mind for me lately. And a lot of people that I share them with find them super surprising. So first tip, question. If you're talking to a customer and you have good news and bad news to tell them, which do you start with? Right? People always say, like, I got good news and bad news. Which do you want first? Which should you start with? If you have any guesses, actually, let me know in the chat, because I'm really curious. I'm really curious what people think. So drop it in the chat box. I'll give you like 30 seconds. But this is not something that I'm pulling out of thin air. This is actually something that researchers at UC Riverside studied. And they looked at like 30,000 interactions, and then they did a bunch of focus grouping to actually find what the right answer is, backed by research. Good first, bad. All right, we got a ton of guesses. Bad, builds trust, set the mood. So these are all good guesses. I'm gonna show you exactly what the answer is. The answer is it depends. Super unsatisfying, I know, but that is what the researchers found, and I will explain what that means. So when people hear bad news first and then good news, they're happier. They were happier when they tested these when they tested people's emotions. If they heard the bad news first and the good news last, they were happier. When they heard the good news first and the bad news last, they were more likely to act. All right, so what does that mean? So if you're talking to a customer and your number one goal is customer satisfaction, like if you're trying to solve a problem for them, then you start with the bad news and you end with the good. But if your number one goal is to get the customer to act on something, so you're trying to get them to upgrade their account, you're trying to upsell them to something else, you need them to do something in order to get the result that they want, then start with the good news and end with the bad. Pretty cool, huh? I love this fact. If I went to customer service cocktail parties, I would absolutely open with this. I don't go to a lot of customer service cocktail parties, but maybe you have one coming up. So take this one with you. You're going to be the life of the party. All right, second tip. Question, again, what is the number one factor in building customer loyalty? Again, give me guesses. You guys were awesome on this last one. Got folks calling for more customer service cocktail parties. Number one factor in building customer loyalty. So give me guesses in the chat. Again, this has been researched. This isn't some fluffy tip out of nowhere. This is based on a study of 75,000 customers by the Customer Contact Council. And the answer might surprise you. So we got a lot of really good guesses, actually. Trust is a big one, truth and transparency, but actually tactically, like what you can actually do to build customer loyalty. It's not, it's not wowing the customer or delighting the customer, which gets talked about a lot. This stuff is important. It's not price, it's not marketing, but the number one factor that they found when they surveyed 75,000 people was reducing customer effort. So that's what the researchers at the Customer Contact Council found. Reducing customer effort. Making things easier for your customers is the number one driver of customer loyalty. So doing things for them. Instead of telling them what to do it for them, making changes to their account for them. Whatever you can do to take steps out of what they need to do to get the result that they want. And this tip is actually an awesome transition because the subject of today's webinar is something that we've put together in this partnership between Groove and Olark that's going to make it really, really easy for you to make it really, really easy for your customers to get amazing support when it comes to reaching out to you, when it comes to managing their conversations with them. So I'm going to pass it back to Dennis now. He's going to give you a little bit of background for those of you who aren't Groove customers about whether you should think about signing up for something like for a help desk like Groove, and then we'll demo the products for you. All right, Dennis, back to you.
Alrighty. I am going to hijack the screen again.
All right.
And oh, I think I was not. Okay. So I will be talking a lot about help desk v CRM, the dawn of solutions. So yeah, a lot of people wonder, what can they do to kind of drive, make support easier, providing support easier for your customers. There are a lot of different tools, a lot of different avenues, chat, email, phone, the tools that you can use, ticketing software, help desk versus CRM. So there's a lot of solutions out there. And what I'm going to be talking about right now for the Olark, existing Olark users, and for maybe someone who's just looking to amp up their support, is the difference between help desk and CRM. not the pros and cons or why you should pick one or versus the other. More, just a general basis of when you would need a help desk or when it would be, better to go with a CRM. So I don't have any fancy fade-ins. It's just all laid out there. A CRM, there are a lot of pros and cons, but these are the ones that I feel like are relevant in the most basic way. All your information is in one place. The solution does several things for support, for marketing, for some might even provide the information you need for analytics. It does a lot of things. It does a lot of things from multiple departments. In that way, you just have to learn one tool. The cons is, everything is in one place. There's a single point of failure, basically. If you use that tool incorrectly, or it goes down or whatnot, God forbid, it just makes everything very difficult to kind of roll with the punches. And it could also be very, very complex. A lot of the customers that do already have CRMs typically have a CRM administrator, and who does just that one thing. And they make it work for the company, but then that's one person that does just that. I'm not saying that that's the only way to go about doing it, but it's one of those things that you would have to consider. On the other hand, for the smaller to medium-sized companies who want to provide great support to their customers, help desks are a really good option. They're easier to set up. They're usually focused on providing tools for support. It's kind of like a Unixy mindset where you have a simple tool that does one thing and it does it well. And that's what help desk typically is for support. And typically it's also more affordable on a general basis. I can't say that it's always going to be that way, but generally it is, since it's a simpler tool. The cons is that it's only for support, while it does typically integrate with other services. That particular tool is only for support, or only for providing support. So, but that's not always a big enough con for some people. So what happens is, depending on the size of the customer, depending also on what your needs, a help desk tend to be something that you would want to get started with, and help you to grow. And that's where our integration with Groove comes in. So I'm going to stop sharing. So yeah, my point is that there are a lot of solutions, a lot of tools. Oh, admin raised hand. Yes. Did you have a question, admin? So typically, I would suggest getting started with a help desk rather than a CRM. Based on experience, I know that I've had a heck of a lot of trouble learning the basics of a CRM, whereas help desks like Groove are so much more easier to get started and get proficient at, and start providing great support for your customers. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, that's a good overview of help desks versus CRMs. I know a lot of the folks here are already using Groove or a help desk. What I'd love to know, and I'll show you now how this integration with, you guys are all familiar with live chat. You all know Olark, how live chat works. I'll show you how it works with Groove. But before I dive into that, just real quick, if you are interested in, based on what Dennis just said, if you're interested in signing up for a help desk, email me, len@groovehq.com. I'd love to hear from you. If you're on the fence about it, email me, len@groovehq.com. I'd love to hear about it and help you to a decision, whether we're right for you or not. And if you've given it thought and decided not to use a help desk, email me, len@groovehq.com. I'd just love to know why. So with that, I will show you how this integration looks for people who are already using Groove, who already have the Groove widget, and I'll explain what that means. But I'm going to share my screen again here. All right. So if you already have Groove set up and you're using the Groove widget, which means you have this little thing in the bottom right corner of your screen or somewhere on your screen where you're letting your customers get answers to frequently asked questions and to email you from this on-page widget. So if you're already using that, you can do live chat from there really, really easily. All you need is an Olark account, and you can go to the app section of your Groove dashboard. Just click on the Olark button right there. That'll take you to, I think that just stopped my screen share. 1 second.
Okay.
There we go. That'll take you to this screen right here. If you don't already have the Groove or the Olark integration installed, this red button where it says settings, it's going to say install. You hit that. It just takes you to a pop-up modal. It's going to look just like this. Again, this is going to be super, super straightforward. So you just put your Olark site ID here. This is something you can grab from your Olark dashboard. And then you just have to copy and paste this webhook URL into your Olark dashboard, which goes right here. There's a few really, really simple settings. You can have chat transcripts from your Olark chats sent directly to your Groove mailbox automatically. You can elect not to have that done automatically, and you can just send individual transcripts. So if you don't want to have all of your chats into your help desk mailbox, what you can do is just have the integration, and when you have a chat that you do want to save, like if a customer needs a follow-up or if a customer has something that you want to turn into a support ticket, then you can just type !lead into the chat box, and then that'll send that right to your help desk. So the settings are super simple, and I'll show you exactly how it works now. So all you'll have to do once you have the integration set up is launch chat from inside of Olark. And let's say I'm a customer, and we're a potential customer, and I'm just browsing through your site here, and or I'm browsing through your app, and I want to get some help. And I think I have to. Yep. Okay. Now we're good. Let me just hard refresh here. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you have to do a Command Shift R to get it to pop up. But then they'll get this option to start chatting now right inside of the widget. So I can go and I can say hello with a single L. I don't like to spell words correctly. And then if I'm using Olark, I'm in my Olark account, and I see this chat come in, and I'll say, "Hey Len, how can I help you today? You look great." And what that lets me do is have a chat right from within the support widget. So I don't have to have it like one of the issues that we heard a lot when we were talking about how to implement live chat was people didn't want to have two widgets on their page. Now you don't have to. You have the Groove widget. That means you can do live chat in it right from Olark. Now I'll pass it back to Dennis, and he'll show you how it works on the Olark side if you already have Olark set up but want to get started with Groove.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to share my desktop, and I'll go through basically a lot of the things that Len showed us is going to be relevant. So the only difference is that we'll be going in through the chat side. All right, so I have a new account, a brand new test account, which I'm going to skip the install of the website at the moment. So that's my username. One of the caveats to trying out the Olark Groove integration is that you need to be on a paid account or a paid trial. So going to my billing page, you'll see that I am on a free account. So I will have to activate a 14-day trial, which I will need a credit card. So this is one of the only caveats. Now I will log out to log into the, sorry, I can't type. Log into the account that has, oh, if I can remember my password. Okay. There you go. So this one has, all right, we updated our pricing. And this one has a pay plan and should be able to go to the integrations page. So what happened is basically we're going to the same pages that Len went to. So from here, I already have my webhooks link, but we have a link here that basically brings us over to the page that Len was on earlier. Let me just log in real quick. If I can remember my password. Okay. So when I clicked on that, it's going to say, you know, integrate with Olark, which we will do. Which no, we did that. And I had put the site ID. This is my site ID, the testing, and I will just simulate adding that to my my Olark integrations page. If there's any questions, just go ahead and ask. If I don't see it, somebody ping me. All right, so I'm not clicking the right buttons. Okay, so then we'll paste it in, and then we can have everything sent automatically or just the offline messages. One of the things that you might want to take a look at is the default ticket state. When it gets sent to Groove, it can either be open, closed, or pending, set automatically. And I'm going to send a test. Then we can go log into Groove, groovehq.com. Just I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what groove.com is. I don't think there's anything existing in there. So yeah, I sent a test, and this is how the test would look like. Just hi there from Olark tester, and I will show you how it will look like. This is how you would install Olark. So well, a lot of you would probably already have Olark installed, but you know, just in case, I'm just going to go real quick to the installation page and copy the snippet right here, and this is where it would go. And once you have that on your web page, it'll come out like that, and like Len did, I am going to log into my my chat console and make sure I'm accepting new chats. So there we go. And then I'll bother myself as well. Hello. And then, hi there, good looking. Nice hair. And there we go. So basically, there you have the option of going with Olark's chat box, or Groove also provides a chat box integration or a chat integration with their support widget if that's what you're already using. So nothing will change for the customers if you already have Olark there, or if you already have Groove there on your site. Nothing will change for the customer. It'll just basically supercharge your ability to provide great customer support to them. And that's it. I mean, basically, pretty straightforward. Nothing else that we would need to do after you've integrated. You probably want to take a look at groovehq.com for a lot of the other features